My name is Mathieu Beausoleil, and although I'm not a classically trained chef, my passion for cooking and refined palate have earned me great respect in the culinary industry. Join me as I taste my way around the world, one bite at a time. This is Taking a Bite, Ottawa. It's St. Patrick's Day, one of the biggest celebrated days here in Ottawa, and I'm here with Chef Matt at the Heart and Crown. It's a crazy day. I got to pull you out of the kitchen, really excited. I know you guys are making some amazing dishes that are really classic, and we're gonna make one today, right?
Absolutely. We're gonna make the greatest dish that I love. It's one of my favorite St. Patrick's Day dishes. It's a roasted rack of lamb with a nettle and herb crust, a cold cannon mashed potato, which is very traditionally Irish, and a Guinness Irish cheddar infused gravy on top of it.
Amazing.
It's delicious.
Oh man, I can't wait to do that, but you know what? It's St. Patrick's Day. Why don't we grab a pint first?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Okay, let's jump in. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna sear off our rack.
Perfect.
So we'll pull them out. I have 3 of them prepped here, but we're just gonna do 1. Salt, pepper.
Perfect.
Let it sit there
Seasoning
for a
is always
second.
important.
Grab our pan. I like to sear in butter because it just gives so much more richness to it.
Because, as usual, butter is better.
Butter is always better, but
Butter is better.
touch of oil. Just because the flash point's different.
Exactly, and that'll help the butter not burn as quickly.
That's exactly right.
Perfect.
So while that's going, Matty, we're also gonna do a cold cannon mashed potato, which is a very traditional Irish mashed potato. It's got braised cabbage in it. So if you don't mind grabbing a chef knife, giving me a nice paisan cut on this, and then we'll get that going.
How much do you want?
About right there is good.
Right here?
That's beautiful, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab another pan, and then we're gonna start that off in some butter as well.
Is that good?
And a touch of oil. Yeah, that's perfect.
Paisan cut. What's that? A rough cut.
It's a rough cut. It kind of refers back to just a very country style. You know, mom's in the kitchen just slicing away. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to taste delicious.
Perfect.
So
That's perfect for a home cook like me.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly.
Hey. All right.
So we're gonna wait for this stuff to get up there. So once this melts and we get it to heat, we're gonna throw that lamb in there.
Look at that butter.
Yeah. We'll do we're gonna baste that a little bit as well, try to get some nice brown on there before it hits the oven. Our oven is set at 475, 450 right now.
All right.
It's not gonna take a long time to cook.
No.
We're gonna go for a nice medium. We're gonna try and hit about 120 internal. It'll hit up to about 125, 130.
Perfect.
Should come out at a nice
Rare,
medium.
yeah. Awesome.
We're almost there. You can throw that cabbage in there if you want.
All right.
And again, a little bit of salt and pepper with it. And then basically we just want to do a butter poach. We don't want any color on there whatsoever. We just want to let it cook down so it's nice and soft. All right, I'm gonna get this lamb in there.
That's awesome. What kind of lamb are we using today?
We're using Australian lamb.
Perfect.
So local stuff isn't quite what we had in stock right now. So
all good.
I'm gonna baste and baste and baste and baste, just trying to get some color all around this bad
So
boy.
the difference between an Australian lamb, a rack of lamb, versus the Ontario rack of lamb, there's a bit of a difference in the taste, right?
There's a lot of difference in the taste simply because of what they're fed. Yeah, there's a massive flavor difference from the Ontario rack lamb to the New Zealand or the Australian lamb. I find it a little bit richer. Like the product a little bit better. We just didn't have any in stock right now. This is still an amazing product.
I mean, the Australian lamb is delicious too, right?
Yeah.
It's different. It's awesome. Perfect.
So we're gonna
this is
flip
starting
this
to get a
over
little
and
bit
see.
brown.
That's
Should I
looking
take it
good.
off
We're
heat?
just gonna turn that right down. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Looking good. Looking good. Nice and brown, golden color. The best part about a rack of lamb is that you can prepare it and serve it fairly quickly.
You're looking.
It's a prime cut. I mean, it's a delicious meal.
Yeah. 15 minutes from the time it hits the pan to the time it hits a plate.
Absolutely.
And that's great. A little bit of rest time in there.
Yeah.
And it's so versatile. Lamb is such a versatile meat. So many things that you can do with it. So many things that you can play with.
I love it. And I mean, you can do it like a rack like that, or you can actually just sear the medallions in a pan, right?
Yeah, we could have taken this whole rack, as you said, Matty. We could have done medallions. So we could have taken the bone right off of here, slice Nice, beautiful round medallions.
Yeah.
Another traditional Irish way of doing it.
Or the lollipop, right?
Or we could have left the lollipop right on there and just grabbing the bone, and you can walk around like that. So this is our nettle right here, Matty. It's already prepped up a little bit for us.
Nettles, right?
It's very similar to, you would treat it a lot in the same way that you would treat cabbage or spinach. It can go into lasagnas. You can braise it off, blanch it off.
So what kind of flavor does it instill?
It's got a lot of that green flavor. Talking a lot like not like a baby spinach, but a heartier spinach.
Yeah,
or
like a bit of a bitterness.
A touch of bitterness to it, and you don't want to use a lot of it.
Right.
We're gonna crust this a little bit with the nettle and a little bit of rosemary. So Matty, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just clean up a little bit of that rosemary for me while I paint this. So we're just gonna do, this is a mix of grainy mustard and Keen's mustard, to be fair, because I like that heat that comes out of it. Always goes well with the rosemary as well.
Mustard is amazing.
Yeah. So we'll give this a nice brush. And reason it adds flavor, but also it adds the texture to help get the nettle and the rosemary to stick, right?
Absolutely. All right. Perfect.
Beauty. So there we go.
How much
That's good.
is that enough?
I think you're good right there.
Yeah.
And then we'll mix it with probably about that right there. Then if you want to give that a nice pat, clear it up for me, throw it on. That's beautiful. Yeah, Matty. So for your cabbage, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's
nice,
good.
tender. Once that's mixed with the mashed potatoes,
Yeah.
nice little texture in there,
man.
but not too much crush.
I
A little
love
bit
cabbage.
seasoned. Me too. Me too.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. That crust is going to become nice golden brown. It's going to add such an amazing flavor. Yeah, that looks great.
Beautiful.
Perfect. So now 475.
She's gonna go in the oven, yeah.
Excellent.
8 minutes maybe, and then we'll take a temp on it and see where we stand. Cabbage is done. That's the main component of the cold cannon, obviously.
A
This is
portion
a-
of mash.
This is our homemade mash. So
Right.
Yukon Golds,
Right.
mini reds, Yukons, salt, pepper, and roasted garlic and butter.
Perfect. Yep. All right. So we're just going to add that to the
We're
cabbage.
gonna add that right into the pan.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So we're gonna slowly do that. So while that's on, just slowly warming up. We've got our,
Spatula?
beautiful, yep. So what we're gonna do while that's heating up and while our lamb's in is we're gonna make our sauce really quick.
Perfect.
So we're gonna do a veal, Guinness, and Irish cheddar gravy
Oh
for
man,
it.
that sounds delicious.
All right, so
All right.
veal base, touch of Guinness, 'cause that's what we're talking about today. This is called Dubliner cheddar. It's an aged Irish cheddar.
It kind of breaks apart. Yeah, look at that. You can see
Very
that because of
crumbly.
the aging. Yeah.
Very oily,
Wow.
but just
That's
such
beautiful.
depth of flavor. It's not overpowering. It's great to go into sauces.
It's very complimentary. It'll be great in the gravy. Awesome.
Matty, if you want to grab that cream behind you there, bro, and open that up for me. Maybe an ounce and a half. Beauty, good. So yeah, let's check on that rack and see where we stand.
All right.
See how she looks.
Looking good.
Yeah, that
Oh
looks
yeah,
nice.
that's a good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I'll be sitting at about 115, maybe 120.
Yeah, 120. Yeah.
Let's take a quick look and see. Double check. I always like to double check.
An instant read thermometer like that is a great kitchen tool at home. You can make sure that that is exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah. So we're sitting at 120 right now, so
Okay,
that's great.
perfect.
It's gonna come out nice. Still have some nice red in there. We're gonna take it off. We'll start plating the rest while this rests. It's super important to let any protein that you cook rest. Temperature comes down on the outside, all your juices get sucked back into the center.
Yeah.
So when you cut it, it doesn't bleed out basically.
yeah.
So you keep all that moisture and all the fat inside. It really changes the quality of the meat monumentally by either resting or not resting. If you don't rest, it's just not gonna be as good.
Awesome. All right.
So we'll start
grab a
plating while
plate.
it sits.
I mean, you don't want it to be too raw. You want it to be nice and pink. I love it. That's perfect. It's gonna be amazing flavor. Look at that crust. Nice. It's just excellent. Wow, I'm really excited, man. This is
Beautiful.
gonna taste so good. Definitely St. Patrick's Day in a plate right there. How perfect is that?
Give it a little bit of green.
Perfect. There you go, we have it. The beautiful rack of lamb crusted with nettles, rosemary, the cheese sauce with some beer, some veal jus. Man, this is gonna be amazing. Why? You know what?
I'm excited.
I think we should probably head upstairs in the dining room
Yep.
and dive in.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's dig in, man.
Perfect. Let's do it.
I'm just trying to race you to it. You're just good.
I'm gonna
Nice,
dig in. I'm
thank
just gonna grab that whole rack right there. And dip that in sauce. I'm gonna jam it in my mouth just like this.
Tender, delicious, fantastic. Let's try the cold cannon with the sauce.
That's great. I love that.
How can you not like lamb, right? Lamb is so good. Lots of people have a hesitance. However, it's such a great protein. And I mean, if you haven't tried it yet and you think, I'm not gonna like that, just take a chance.
And start with the rack as well. There's so much flavor in it, and it's not as gamey as some other cuts of lamb.
Right.
It's really a nice transition cut if you've never tried it before.
Exactly.
So much flavor in there.
All right, well, this is a great St. Patrick's Day dish. Thanks for celebrating it with us. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thank you.